And then you got that woman who was like, I heard through the grapevine that my son's killer was... What grapevine?
Like,
what are you talking about? What? Mm-mm.
Hey guys, welcome to episode 98 of Revisiting Sunnydale. I'm Camila.
I'm Marcella.
Let's talk about Sunnydale and Buffy and stuff.
It's been so long.
So long. So, if it's been that long, is there anything we need to remember how to do? We know how to. See, we've pressed record. The mics are on. Headphones.
We watched the episode. We got beer.
We got notes. I think we're ready. I think we got this going. So if you guys could please be so kind as to like our Facebook page, Revisiting Sunnydale, and follow us on Twitter at Back to Sunnydale. I don't know if we've been doing a lot on the Twitter account lately. Revisiting Sunny on the Facebook page, there's some activity that happens going along. Maybe we'll start doing some live tweeting of other shows on the Twitter or something. Or
I wish I'd live tweeted during Raising Dion. God, that show was so good.
I still have to watch it.
So good.
So, yeah, and also, while you're doing stuff on the interwebs, rate and review us on iTunes, Libsyn, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and or Player FM. You can also subscribe to us on those platforms as well, so you always get new episodes, which we are trying to make sure we have on a more regular basis. Today's episode is Spiral. Original air date May 1st, 2001. Written by Stephen S. DeKnight. Directed by James A. Conter. Realizing they may never be able to vanquish Glory, Buffy and the gang decide to flee Sunnydale and Spike's RV to protect Dawn. And it's the usual important guest stars of Amber as Tara, Charlie as Ben, Claire as Glory.
Are you watching How to Get Away with Murder this season?
No.
He still looks so good.
Yeah, I do catch a glimpse of him every now and again, and I appreciate who he's become.
Up so much.
Who he's become. Like,
wow.
That reminds me, I should probably try to follow him on Instagram. Is he having
I don't know. I probably should.
Yeah.
Let's look.
Let's find out. What does Charlie Weber's Instagram account look like?
I hope it's fun.
I've been kind of trying to peep out Momoa's to see if he's posted anything about his whereabouts in Pittsburgh.
I don't think we should know. It's lots of pictures of his beard and his suits.
Oh, that's a lovely Instagram. That is a fulfilling, yes, that is worth a follow.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thanks, Charlie.
You just got one more follower. And when she's done, you'll get one more.
Yeah. He's all glistening and shining.
Right? The angel wings.
I know. Where's my phone?
Where the hell my phone?
Where's my phone? I'm going to have to make sure I get that taken care of real quick. All right. So this episode picks up right where we left off in the last one, where Glory
ripping a building open.
Yeah, she now knows that Dawn's the key, and she's found them, and she's ready to attack.
Now here's my first question: why did Buffy have to jump through the door with Dawn? You couldn't just open the door and run? Like,
she's all about the theatrics.
How was that faster than just opening the door? So they run through the common area. Where the hell were they staying? Like in the basement of the common area?
I guess so. Because,
weird.
Because it doesn't make any sense to me. The places that they find to, like, hole up, I never quite understand.
Ridiculous. So, Glory can super speed?
Yeah.
This is a new skill that she didn't have before.
That I feel like she had many other opportunities that would have been...
every time she's fought Buffy up until now?
Yeah.
Super speed punch?
Yeah. Nope. So now it's a new thing.
Mm-hmm. So she uses it to catch up with Buffy and the man, the man that's carrying Dawn. Because it's clearly not Buffy. This is a terrible stunt double. Could you at least try?
I don't... Because I guess what's her name? Michelle Trachtenberg couldn't have been that heavy.
I'm pretty sure Sarah could have picked well. It's probably like picking her body weight up.
Right. I can understand Sarah not getting her, but her normal stunt double should have been able to have gotten her. Or just find a woman.
Right. Who could have picked her up. She weighs, 95 pounds probably?
Probably, at best. She couldn't be any taller than like 4 something at that point.
Nope. They find like a 5'10" man in a blonde wig. And
who stomps along.
And then Glory cuts them off. And just when you think, she got her. This is it. She gets hit by a fucking truck.
Where's all that godlike sensibilities? Like you can sense a truck,
right? And
or
why
just the normal, it's just peripheral vision.
that too? And why couldn't she just be like Clark Kent in Smallville and just kind of put her shoulder in it and like stop the truck?
It didn't.
You got God powers, but they're real wishy-washy. And unfortunately, the person brunting this accident is Ben. Because as soon as she gets hit and lands on the roof of that car, she turns into Ben in a dress.
In her dress and all of her, glorificiousness. So now poor Ben has to walk through town back to Glory's place or whatever.
It's at least a couple miles in these heels and torn up dress.
It probably would have been better to just have walked there naked.
Yes, probably. Or what kind of underwear did he have on?
Probably some thong type stuff.
That's terrible for him.
Yes. So everyone is trying to be all positive, but Buffy is being realistic. Probably for the first time in a long time. And
Dawn is super excited. She's just like, bam, hell bitch in orbit. It's like no.
And Giles is like, oh my God, finally, I figured it. I figured you'd defeat her. Buffy's like, nah, she got hit by a bus.
Truck hit her. Wasn't me. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
We gotta go. Why are you guys
Right now.
not packed? Let's go.
And they seriously are all like, no, we got this. It's fine. And Buffy is seriously like, she will kill each and every one of you until she gets to me and through me.
And she's not wrong.
Nope.
Anya, the best idea they get is from Anya, who offers to drop a piano on her. Or like the rabbit running from the nice man with the speech impediment.
Oh, Anya. I love her so much.
So back at Glory's ranch, Ben, one of Glory's goons, is trying to get info from Ben.
And it's a woman.
About the key. It's a girl goon.
It's a woman.
Scab.
Minion,
It's a scabette.
yes, it's a scabette. Who's very upset about the state of Glory's dress.
There's no way she's going to be able to ever repair that. Okay. I mean, I didn't think this is the shop that she was running, that she would repair stuff. She just goes and gets new stuff.
We don't know where she's getting this stuff or where she gets money or if she just kills everyone. Where'd she get this apartment?
Still don't know.
And why? We find out in a couple, I don't think it's this episode, I think it's Weight of the World, that he has a very tiny room in this giant apartment. He has like a closet.
It's like, Ben, you could have negotiated for something better.
And does he really stay in there when it's rain?
You have to.
You have this nice place. And you got this little closet?
Because you have no memories of Glory as Glory, so...
Right. Why do you have a room there?
Get your own apartment.
That's what I figured. He had his own apartment. But no, he's got this tiny little shacky room.
Poor thing.
It's sad.
He has a terrible existence. Which later on we'll find out a little bit more about the origin story of that. But so at this point, and the Scabbat is also kind of sort of flirting
a little bit,
lightweight with Ben.
A little bit.
Makes comment about his masculine appearance.
Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, and he's just pissed about everything, which understandably so.
He's thinking an interesting fact that if he can find the right combination of drugs, maybe he can keep her sedated. Which is like, why haven't you been trying this?
Why are you just...
Where's your journal of day 572? Right. That one didn't work.
Because you're a doctor now.
Right. Well, till you got fired.
Truth.
How many times how did he even graduate med school?
That must have been damn near impossible.
Did she just wake, like when the key was changed into human form? When she became predominant?
Maybe. See, I need so much more backstory on this. Like
I got so many questions.
They didn't give us. They just didn't give us enough with this. You can't give me this. Two beings are inhabiting one body or whatever, and all I get is some throwaway
right,
like reasoning from a guy who nobody really. Oh, and I don't remember his name. Like
no.
There should have been so much more. All right, so Buffy has a
plan,
a vehicle.
She's got a plan.
She's got a plan on how to run. Not exactly where to run, but she's got a plan, and it involves Spike and a trashy-ass Winnebago.
That has tinfoil all over the windows and a little hole for him to see out of that still should set him on fire.
Right.
Just gonna say.
Yeah.
He's got goggles on, but only one media, in the vampire lore media has ever gotten it right. If you're going to expose vampires to daylight.
Deacon Frost.
Put some sunscreen on.
Right.
Slather yourself up with a lot and go about your day.
Like, it doesn't take that much. Again, like, we could have just once or twice we could have mentioned it that they do this, and I would have accepted that.
Right.
But
Plus, think about how much funnier he would have looked covered in sunscreen with those goggles on. Hilarious. Xander and Giles are real pissed off that Spike is there. They're real butthurt.
They're still upset about Spike.
Not like he had a crush on you. She's handling her shit.
Right.
Let her deal with it.
Exactly. This is on her. Like, I get Xander, you're all jealous and whatnot still, and Giles is the father figure, but still, like, you know what? Buffy can handle herself.
Right. Which she full on tells them to get over it.
She's like, I have. You should too.
Of everyone here, he's the only other person strong enough to even slow Glory down a little.
True story.
Which, in about 30 minutes, we find out no one is strong enough to stop Glory. That was funny. That's a funny statement she made, thinking she was going to stop her.
I mean, it's not like she'd already done battle, and Spike had as well. Was it,
and he was immediately knocked unconscious.
Right, exactly. It was like I was standing right there, fighting the good fight, sleeping the good sleep.
Then, unfortunately, we have to spend about 10 minutes with some knights in the forest.
All of a sudden, like, we got these Game of Thrones rejects coming through, and so it's, I forget what they're, Byzantine? Knights of Byzantine or something, and...
Gregor.
Yeah,
their leader from Prison Break.
Okay, yeah.
Hate that guy.
And they're just kind of trouncing about and just going on, talking about how, they need the key and kill the key. And one of their guys was affected by Glory, and they they rescued him from the mental...
I don't know how. I don't know what credentials or proof of family that they showed to sign this man out.
Probably at this point they were desperate. They were probably overrun. It was like,
we needed beds. This bitch is eating people 2 or 3 times a day.
Take them? Yes,
okay,
please. He's all yours. And I don't know why, it just strikes me as so funny when later they show that dude dressed up in his chainmail.
He's just so unhappy and like, the key. The poor man.
It's like they just dressed him up and... Well, they didn't just dress him up and just put him on through. It's like, I don't need to be here.
Right. He needs to, like Tara, he needs to be sitting off on the sideline somewhere with their clerics. He should have been back on the second line with the clerics.
Right.
So instead the crazy man tells them that it's a pretty little girl.
Yeah.
And Gregor's like, shit! They made the key human. We got to go.
Oh my God.
He kind of loses it.
Yeah.
And they're like, we must charge. We must go. Why?
I don't know. Were they even necessary?
Who ordained you? Like, who gave you this mission and why?
I don't know. Are they from this dimension or Glory's dimension?
I don't know.
Are they from, like, how did they even get here?
I don't know.
Again, this is too much.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't need them at all.
Mm-mm. So we go back to the RV, and Xander gets car sick. He's back there like
terrible.
And Anya, why is her go-to for examples always shrimp? She says he doesn't travel well, like good shrimp. Okay.
Sure.
In the Superstar episode, when she was talking about alternate dimensions, she was talking about a world without shrimp.
She just really loves shrimp.
I think she does. As much as she hates bunnies, that's how much she loves shrimp.
I don't know why. I mean, why does Xander get car sick?
I don't know. I think it's the rocking of the RV.
Okay.
Which
so
I could
regular
get.
Car, just not.
He's fine, but with the rocking of the RV, I could see him getting a little sick. And Tara, spaced out as she is like, oh, look outside and look at the sun. She burns the shit out of Spike.
And he's very, understanding about the whole thing. He's a little upset, but still, he's fine.
Yeah.
Already blistering, whatever. And Anya has brought shrimp in a frying pan for, travel snacks. Because that's road food.
Spam.
Nothing says
Let's eat some
food.
spam.
Spam.
That is not what I want to smell on a road trip.
No.
Spam frying in a suspect frying pan.
Gross. And in the meantime, all the mental patients, they're starting to rumble. They're starting to get all antsy and agitated.
And oh, look, I have a personal day coming up. That nurse is just like,
Not today.
not today. I'm too old for this. And to be honest, I'm not dealing with that.
No.
They all start mumbling the same thing. No.
No, this is well beyond my pay grade. I'm not. No. Could I talk to you about my next 2 weeks?
Right. It's like that episode of Angel where Cordelia just brings the checkbook to Angel and just has him sign a bunch of checks. And he's like, wait, those were all for you. I'm not dealing with Faith. I'll be back when this is done.
Buffy is having a personal crisis right about now with the running away and all. She's, she's a little torn about it.
She's feeling kind of down.
Yeah. Feeling like she's not living up to her full Slayer potential. But hey, when you see that you cannot beat this god, I mean, this is really your best option.
Right.
Even though they still don't know where they're going.
No.
Which
they're just driving. And it looks like Giles is just driving around a cul-de-sac. He keeps passing like pretty houses and neighborhoods. Where are you going? And then it looks like they're in the desert.
Right.
And Dawn has come back to kind of cheer Buffy up.
You know what I hate? I hate that sick little girl voice that Dawn uses when she's trying to be nice. Can I feed her?
Yeah.
That really annoys
Makes me
me.
want to kick through her face.
Right. It's like, I know you have more bass in your voice than that. I've heard it. Ugh.
Especially when you're screaming at people.
Right. Ugh.
She's trying to tell Buffy, you did the right thing. We're not running away. We're moving at a quick pace. We're, you were right. We're doing the right thing. And she's like, and hey, look at it this way. Things can't get crazier.
Dun, dun, dun.
As an axe or something comes through.
Right.
And she immediately is like, it's your fault for saying that.
Right.
Which she should have just punched her.
Knock her out for the rest of the trip. So now we've got the guys on horseback are chasing them, and they've got arrows, and they're really in it. Like
I blame, even though I like this episode, I blame this episode for some of the shittier episodes of the season because I feel they had a high budget on stunts and cinematography for this episode.
Yeah, this was probably the more expensive episode. We need how many horses?
Right.
I don't. Okay, so we gotta hire a bunch of dudes that know how to ride horseback. Great. Okay, how much is that gonna cost?
You want them in chainmail with maces?
Sweet fancy all right.
Okay. And they're following a Winnebago. Okay. All right. So Giles is...
Were you telling me, or did I read something else somewhere that this was supposed to be, like, this episode was supposed to be, like, crazier?
No, I don't know.
And Joss...
Crazier how?
was, like, so much more. It was, like, the first fight scene with Glory, I think, was, like, 10 more minutes longer or something like that. And the Steven whatever took it to Joss, and Joss was like, great, but we're going to have to cut it out because we can't afford it, basically.
So this is what we're left with.
Right. And then the Steven was just like, all I wanted was the horses.
I got my horses. It's so funny to me that Giles is just like, they've got weapons. And Spike is like, you're driving a really big weapon. And Willow does not want him to hit the horses. And Buffy very casually is like, oh, we won't. And then she leans into Giles, aim for the horses.
Right. Sorry.
Kill the horses.
I know they didn't sign up for this, but yeah.
One of my favorite bravest Spike moments. One of the Knights of Byzantium has climbed up on the RV, and he pokes his sword through the roof. Xander ain't doing shit other than looking like he's going to throw up. And then it almost hits Buffy right in the head.
Yeah.
But Spike grabs the blade with his hands, and he's holding on to it.
Which I'm not sure that was necessary.
No. You could have just pushed her out of the way.
Yeah.
Because then the guy rips it back out and you can hear Spike scream.
Yeah.
And, lovingly, Dawn starts wrapping up his hands. And she's very concerned about his hands later on,
for
too.
a long
The rest of the
time.
show, she keeps mentioning.
He's a vampire.
It's going to be fine.
He'll be healed in a few hours. It's fine.
And then we do get some awesome fight scenes on top of the RV.
Yeah.
This next couple minutes is really cool.
It is. Like, it's a great, this is an episode. It's just like very action packed and there's some really awesome stunt choreography and stuff that's happening. Somehow, I forget, how does Giles gets impaled?
Yes, because one of the knights has come through the window and Spike is on the floor because he gets burnt. They almost get Dawn, but Anya uses her frying pan as a weapon and she knocks him down. And he's kind of looking behind, seeing what's going on. Buffy's on top. She's fighting. When he turns back, they think that they've gotten everybody off the RV. She's kicked them off. It's all very quiet. Giles looks forward. One of the horses is coming straight at the RV, and they throw a spear through the front window right into Giles.
All right, so poor Giles is now hurt.
And the RV
terribly.
gets flipped over.
Totally flipped over.
How the rest of them aren't more hurt?
It's surprising because I feel like more people should be limping, bleeding, holding shoulders out of socket, head wounds.
But no, I mean, and Buffy got thrown through the air into like a dirt pile.
Right.
The softest desert dirt pile that there is.
This Winnebago was like a death trap on its own to begin with. So, yeah. So they all managed to walk out of there okay, besides Giles,
who is impaled.
So now they've ended up at an abandoned gas station, maybe?
I think so.
Some sort of structure.
I just realized it's almost exactly the same as Wash.
I still have not...
It's a leaf on the wind. The scene is very, very close to a leaf on the wind.
I don't...
From the Serenity movie.
Gotcha.
It's almost identical. Giles being impaled and Wash.
Oh, is that where? Gotcha.
But Giles does not die.
No, he does
Instead,
not.
he's just real fucked up.
He's a little passed out. He's coming in and out of consciousness and just kind of bleeding all over the
He's
place.
coughing blood.
Ugh.
Dawn's like,
Poor Giles.
Spike's hands. Buffy very rudely yanks his hands and they'll heal.
Right.
Dawn is like a sucking head wound over here and she's just like, Spike's hands.
Can we talk about Giles, the human? Here,
Right.
boys?
It's bleeding out over here.
He's spitting up blood. That's never a good sign.
And we've decided to put him in a real dirty gas station.
He's probably got hepatitis A through Z at this point.
And Willow's like, I think I've slowed the bleeding, but I'm a child and don't know what I'm doing. This is too much. This is all. I want to go back to before I knew you.
Right.
And that's how far back I want to go.
She like claps her hands and it goes back. She does a spell and just goes back.
Yep.
Like we're
Fuck it.
Do over. Let's restart.
As if things couldn't get worse, flaming arrows are now coming through the windows. I'm done with these nights. Like, it's not this serious. Like, if you just talk, like, just use your words. Right. We don't really like her either. We might give her to you.
Right. Like, they just kind of came. Right. Like, literally, like arrows blazing.
Yep.
Like, this never once was like, hey,
right.
Can we have a chat for a second? Mm-hmm. Here you have the key. But no, they just immediately start with the
coming in the back door.
And attacking with the horses and the maces.
And then here comes my question of the week. As they're getting their asses beat, Buffy's like, Willow, do something. Willow puts up one hell of a strong protection barrier around the entire gas station. They can't get in now.
Right.
No one thought to put that on the RV?
Well, there was a mention of it when she does this because I thought that same thing too, and then immediately she said that she couldn't do it. It's harder to do on a moving.
You couldn't try. Just a little.
It's like it's easier.
We couldn't have like the scene where you tried and failed.
Yeah, truth. But yeah, so we've got this energy barrier up, and Willow says it'll hold like maybe a day and a half or something like that.
Until she gets a look at Heckle and Jekyll.
Well, they've brought
Clerics. Old. Where were they?
Where? Were they on the back of, like, riding on the back of somebody's horse?
You know, we only saw about 6 horses in the initial fight. There's about 40 people outside now.
Yes. Was there
Were they just in a bus? Like one of those, like
tour
rock
bus?
stars. Yes, a tour bus pulls up and they all jump off.
So now we got these clerics working to try to break the barrier, and the guys are, like, real agitated by the whole thing, and eventually the one guy... Oh, no. How did they get the general?
He had come in through the back door, and he was inside when Willow put the
Gotcha.
barrier up, and Buffy had knocked him out. So they're going to question him about what the key is, and he's real angry.
He's very angry, but super calm about it. But he's throwing a lot of attitude and shade,
Yep.
and he
Yep.
refers to Dawn as an instrument of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just, like, spitting, just like, I hate this. I hate the key. She's terrible. Oh, the beast.
He's like second generation hate at this point. Like he's been raised by someone
Right.
who hated the key.
Dude, you don't even know what the key really is.
You got that tattoo when you were like 6. You don't even know. And Dawn's getting real upset, like, what do I do? I'm like a nuke? What?
Yeah, so dude breaks down everything for them, like who Glorificus, who's he refers to as the beast, which I also have questions, like, is she somehow related to the beast that was an angel?
Right.
Is that whole...
You can't just throw around common terms because now we're confused.
So she was a god, one of 3 or one
Yeah.
of 4 of these horrible people. She pissed them off. She got banned and thrown out of her realm and got put into the body of a newborn child,
Baby boy,
which was Ben.
Mm-hmm.
And
his parents must have done something real bad.
and which, again, we still don't get any more story than that. Nothing like, and she was real cool and calm and quiet until about, when he hit 18 or something. It's not like...
Ha! He popped a boner and out came glory.
Gross.
That's how it happened.
He experienced one true moment of happiness.
And out popped a god. Deal with that.
So that's basically the story of Glory and Ben.
Yeah, and then Tara starts getting really upset. So just as the mental patients in the hospital are getting upset, Tara has gone nuts. She wants out. It is time to go. Something is calling her, and she starts trying to bring the walls and windows down. She has somewhere to go.
Yes.
Why no one knocks her out?
She's just screaming and clawing.
Right, and Willow's trying to hold her, and it's like, you are not prepared. You are not equipped for this.
Mm-mm.
But you've got magic.
Yeah. Why can't we just magically sedate her?
Right.
Sleep.
You can, in a couple minutes, magically make things work.
Right.
She puts power in a phone, in a payphone.
Yes, that's been off the grid for years.
Her power level is a little suspect.
I just feel like everything that I would be doing in my life, is there a spell for this?
Right. I would have abused magic long before she does. Long before.
Yeah.
School? What for?
Why for?
What?
I'm just, whoa, look at that diploma.
I now have tenure and I work here. Can't fire me. I don't do shit, but you can't fire me. And now, for whatever reason, you dressed your man up in some chainmail. You brought him along. I don't know whose horse he rode on. Now he's talking babble because he wants to go too.
It's time for him to go. It's time to go. And dude's like, the beast may have taken your mind, but you'll never know your heart, the taste of your heart. And he kills him.
He kills him.
Right there in the back. So, I mean, why'd you bring him all this?
Right. You should have left his ass in the hospital. He could have just gone and built a tower with the rest of the crazies.
Like the one bit of information that you got from him. That was it. That's all he was.
You'd have found her anyway. Right. I don't know how you found her in the first place, but
yeah, because they were like immediately on it. They knew it was a human, a little girl.
So that led you to the RV.
So you immediately got on the road,
right,
and found the RV.
Giles is saying his goodbyes. You're everything a watcher would. What? Stop talking like that. Willow can't do some hocus pocus and like freeze that wound or something?
No. But Buffy gets the grand idea to call Benji.
Took her this long. Who do I know?
You know what? I do know a doctor.
Right.
And
Although, worst idea ever.
it turns out to be a pretty bad idea. And, so Willow makes the prehistoric phone work. Mm-hmm. And
someone magically had a quarter. Or 35 cents.
Yeah. And so Buffy calls Ben, who... Ben is so fucking thirsty. Like,
so thirsty.
They've never even been on an actual date. Mm-mm. I wouldn't even call them friends. Like, barely acquaintances.
Right. He's basically her doctor.
Right. And she's like, I need your help. Come all the way out to bumfuck Egypt.
I don't even know
wherever we are.
How'd you even tell him where you were?
Right. Like,
drive until you see a bunch of chain mail.
Right.
That's where we are.
And then to not give him the heads up about the chain mail.
Right.
He gets there. He rolls up in the middle of the night, and there's these 50 dudes with horses and chain mail and fucking torches and clerics. And they're all eyeballing him. And he rolls up and still gets out of the car.
And now this is another thing where I call bullshit. You know all about the beast. You know all about the baby boy. You haven't been tracking him since day one.
Right.
You don't know the second he hops out of that car
exactly
that's the baby boy.
That doesn't make any sense. Mm-mm. So you know all this 101, mm-hmm. but we don't know who the human child is. Lies. Lies. I don't buy it one bit.
He comes to check out. Did he even bring a medical bag, or he was just like, Buffy, and hopped in the car? Did he bring supplies?
I think he has a little medical bag. A little, the generic ass TV doctor medical bag.
Nice car. It's like a Ford Taurus, like a silvery.
He's
nice
like car. A resident at this point.
He does have a little tiny bag. I don't know where they found this nasty sheet they covered Giles up with.
So many diseases.
So many. So many.
That's worse than it has just let it breathe. You're now festering the wound.
Gross. And Ben, still thirsty while he's messing with Giles's wound.
Hey, girl, hey. Dude.
Not how I thought I'd see you again. Spike, audibly rolls his eyes. You can hear the creak as he rolls his eyes. And Giles is unconscious at this point.
Yes. So we also find out what the key does. The key's the reason for being is to unlock all of the dimensions. That's its
which at first purpose. They think it's just Glory's dimension, and they're like, well, that's not so bad. And Gregor's like, no.
Whoa, wait. You misunderstand.
Yeah. When the beast opens the door, it's everything.
All of them.
Coming through at how many dimensions?
Do we have a list, perhaps?
Is this mapped? Because if it's a world of shrimp, I don't want a bunch of shrimp showing. Demons are bad enough. I don't want to be inundated with a bunch of shrimp.
Someone have an encyclopedia of all of the dimensions that it could possibly be. I need some breakdown.
That's not cool. No. Mm-mm. And when you see in the gift what starts to happen,
it's just
not good stuff.
No, none of this is good. We could have at least had one dimension that was just okay.
A little shrimp that,
right,
or like a unicorn that
just kind of comes out on a rainbow. It's like, that was not bad.
And then ate somebody, like the unicorn in Cabin in the Woods.
Right. Just comes and impales people.
The merman. If you've not watched Cabin in the Woods, stop what you're doing.
And go watch
put this on
now.
pause. Go watch it and then come back.
Because yes, that's what I imagine. The elevator scene is now those all the dimensions that are unfolding.
And you're welcome, by the way, if you've watched it. So then, for a second, Spike and Xander are actually getting along.
Yeah, it's like I guess they both now hate Ben, so now they're bonding.
Yep. And Ben is in the back getting whispered to by Gregor.
He's like, you know what? You know what you could do?
You could kill this little girl.
You don't even know me.
Right? You don't know what I'm about. Do I look like a baby killer? Does my face say baby killer? Sir. I was just gonna check your wrist to make sure your blood flow. But
You know what? I don't care about the state of your wrist right now, sir.
And he's fucking with Buffy too.
Yeah.
Looks like you got a little dissension in the fuck. You know what?
Stay out my mix.
And she hits him.
Like, I've had about enough. So we get this moment where we think that Gregor has gotten to Ben because he starts to act a little shady.
A little shady.
But Dawn is crying over Giles and, is he going to be okay? Blah, blah, blah.
It's all my fault.
No, yes, it is. And
100%. You know what? You're right.
Ben is like behind her and he's talking and he's like, it looks like he's sneaking a hypodermic needle out of his and getting ready to inject her, and everybody just turns out he's just doing it for Giles. It's some medicine for Giles. And she's like, will that make him better? He's like,
so
no.
Annoying.
He's like, no. I just thought I'd do that because it'd make it look like I knew what I was doing.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
He's hurt real bad, Dawn. What do you think? Well, I don't know.
Did you see that he was impaled his insides? Right. You can see his insides right now.
And none of y'all are doctors. Who made the decision to cut the spear and like took the spear out of him? How'd you know you weren't going to kill him when you took the spear out of him?
I just think at this point, like, we're in season 5. This is
we have suspended our disbelief long enough. So then Ben just starts going ape shit.
So wait. So what happened? Did Dawn say something about being the key or something? Or did he just...
He started like...
Because he starts talking about, it's like, you gotta let me out now.
Yeah.
I don't think anything really triggered it.
No, he just got all shitty real quick. He was about to hit Giles with the syringe, and he was just started like wobbling and like, oh.
Dawn's like, the fuck?
Yeah, just like, what's wrong? And he's like, I gotta get out of here.
You gotta let me out now. Let me out. Let me out.
And they're all looking at him like, what the fuck, dude?
If somebody starts screaming to let them out.
Here's the door. Goodbye.
Sorry you couldn't stay long. Okay, bye.
Right, bye. And then he turns into Glory. And literally every person's face is, the fuck? Except for Tara, who's like,
hey, bunnies.
She immediately kills Gregor.
Like, with
a hubcap. Hey, it's Gregor. Now it's not. That doesn't even make any sense.
But thanks.
I didn't like him anyway. And then everybody tries to like stop her.
Yeah. And, they get punched or kicked or thrown or whatever. And she snatches Dawn up and runs outside and then just punches her way through the barrier.
I think 2 punches and she gets through.
Yeah. And then it closes up behind her.
As Buffy goes to jump through it, she just bounces right off of it.
That's embarrassing.
And she has to run back into the gas station. Willow, get it down. Run back out. And by the time she runs back out, she's gone literally 10 seconds, if that.
Yeah.
Everyone is dead.
All the soldiers dead.
All of them.
It is a wasteland.
And Gloria is gone. Just super speeding, which must look real funny with her holding Dawn. Running down. And it's Spike who's like, get the car, the keys. It's a Ford Taurus and there are 8 of you. You're not all.
What are we doing? Pulling straws? Doing rock, paper, scissors to find out who goes?
And then Buffy's just like, I'm done.
She just breaks.
She totally breaks.
Falls to her knees and just like,
done.
And Willow's like, Buffy.
We got to do something.
Gone. Buffy has left the building. If you would like to leave a message, please.
She is just done.
Which, I'm surprised she hadn't had a breakdown longer before this, but she just feels at this point, I'm sure this is it. I mean, she got her.
Right.
What am I supposed to...
What now?
What I'm going to do?
I guess that's it, guys. I guess we just go home.
We tried.
We'll deal with the dimensions when they break down. No, Buffy, I think we should go find her. Really?
I mean, I was really looking forward to catching up on ER. Yeah. I was just...
I could use that room as a training room. Like,
I mean, she wasn't really my sister, after all.
Just my blood.
That's it.
Guess that more makes her like your daughter than they made her of your blood.
How did they get her blood?
Right? Did somebody sneak up in the middle of the night and like take a syringe of Buffy?
There's so many questions about
so
this season, about
many.
the plot this season.
So
There's
many.
way more questions about the plot of this season than any other story arc.
And how come there aren't little like scar marks where she sticks her fingers in your brain?
Yeah.
Like she should have 8 little holes on the side. Nope, just perfectly clean in and clean out.
It's all so weird.
I don't get it.
I don't know. Was there a song this week? There wasn't even a burn, really. I couldn't find one because it was just so much fighting and running and screaming.
I guess the closest thing we got was Xander doesn't travel well.
Boo.
He's like good shrimp.
That's not a good one.
Or, hey, it's Gregor. No, it's
Decapitation. Aww.
he didn't like you anyway.
Body count.
Like 40 nights.
Is this what we learned? Like, this is the one where, like, this is where her human death count, her human murder count comes from these guys?
Yeah, I think so. Because we were trying to figure out how she'd killed so many people on the map.
Yeah.
And it's because of these nights.
Yes.
Because I think she killed about 40 of them.
Like, well, over here it says 1, 4, 5, 6.
And the clerics. 2 clerics.
Oh.
Forgot about the clerics.
Oh, right. Yes, the 2 clerics. So Buffy,
That's just Buffy's.
Yeah, just Buffy's thing. Hundreds of knights of Byzantine killed by glory. Okay, that's cool. So a lot. It was a shit ton.
It's a lot.
It was a shit ton is the official count. It's the official body count. I'm going to say, yeah, this does pass the Bechdel test because, you know, if anything, they're talking about glory mostly. And the moral of the story is accept help when you need it.
Right? Or know when to get out of Dodge. And that's what Buffy did.
Yes.
It didn't work.
Unfortunately.
But she tried.
Yeah. She tried hard. It was a good try, Buff.
And the spell that Willow casts, that's our random trivia, is it's Russian for air becomes fist.
Air becomes fist. Huh. Okay. I like it. I can deal with it.
I like it. So we've got Weight of the World next week, which is a trippy look at Buffy's inner...
Yeah, we get that whole thing.
Yeah.
So what did you think of Spiral? You can let us know with a voicemail message at 412-385-7250 or record an MP3 file less than a minute and email it to revisitingsunnydale@gmail.com. We're going to play it on the air. So, let's see where other places on the interwebs you can find us. Marcella has a blog.
That I haven't really updated in a while, but the Instagram page and the Hello Marcella _blog Instagram, I keep that pretty updated, and the Twitter.
There's always some good stuff on there. And I am on another podcast called The Number One Movie in America, where we are going through and reviewing old movies that made it to number one. Well, just movies since like the 80s that have made it to number one in the box office. So it becomes very interesting. I think our most recent episode out now, we did Chucky, the original Chucky, Child's Play. So it's me, Sean Collier, and Robin Hitchcock. And, I try to pull my weight with these two stand-up comedians.
That's the mom from Seventh Heaven.
Who's the mom? Oh, yes, it is.
In Child's Play.
Yes, it is.
It's the only other place I ever knew her from.
Yep. Which, surprisingly, it wasn't as bad as I remembered it being.
It's pretty scary.
It's
legit scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
And since it's almost Halloween, we've been trying to watch a lot of horror movies.
Right.
You know, that's what you do in October.
Word.
I can't find my favorite Halloween movie.
Which is?
Lisa.
Oh, God. That old Lifetime movie? With Stacey Keenan?
With Stacey Keenan, D.W. Moffat.
Oh, my God.
She was calling.
Every time I see him, I'm like,
yes.
What did she, like, sprayed him with mace? And he's, like, trying to find her.
Yep. And he's, like, opening his eye up, trying to get her with the knife. Cheryl Ladd is it? Oh, that movie is so amazing.
I know. I probably watched that 1,000 times when I was a teenager. Oh, my God.
I loved it.
God.
That and the Corey Haim Watchers, the one where he got the dog or something that was a
I don't think I ever saw that
test
one.
subject. I made my parents rent it all the time because I loved Haim.
I don't think I saw that one.
You gotta look it up. It's a good one.
All right, then. So you can subscribe, follow, like us. Twitter, we're at Back to Sunnydale. Or you can follow me on Twitter, Camila, at @the_Rugged Angel.
Or me, Marcel, at msphere7338.
All right, until next time, everybody, enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.